Hey everybody, Jeff from Goldfish at Grocery Aquarium. Hopefully this is a little bit better video than normal. Because I got my grandson Curtis behind the camera today. Thank you very much, Curtis.
You're welcome.
And always helps, and he can post it for me so he knows better than I do. Now, this is a video, it's not the video we were going to do. We're actually going to do one on the difference between butterfly telescope, dragon eye and black moors. I'm not going to say too much more on it. I have done a video on it a couple of years ago that went really well, but it was on the black moors butterfly telescope, not the dragon eye, and some say they're all the same. Let's talk about that in the next video, but hopefully we'll do that tomorrow, me and Curtis, and post. Only reason that is we've had a little bit of trouble with our Bluetooth connection and microphones and all that, so I'm having to talk like this, and hopefully it's loud enough, everybody. Yes, I can turn the whole system off, but I prefer not to turn the whole system off. So what this one's about is, how do you know if there's something wrong with your goldfish? Is there something wrong with your goldfish? Because I'll give you a little lesson in that today, hopefully. So about 2 or 3 days ago, I knew it was going to be very hot. It was 43 yesterday. So spawner mops in, water got to about 25 degrees in the shed here. Everything should be good. I did get one spawn yesterday morning when I came home from the night shift. But if anybody's seen post before, I lost a beautiful big female gumbow goldfish. Don't think it was ill. I think it was a case of bloody, she'd laid the eggs and she was tired and they just pushed her around. Now there was marks on there, but they were bruise marks. They weren't marks of, what could you say, ammonia burns and stuff like that. It wasn't. It was bruise marks where they've just pushed her around and round and round. I have had it before and been lucky to get the female out, but because I was night shift, didn't get down here till later in the morning, it was too late and she passed away. And I think it was just a case of a mum just got harassed until she died. But in saying that, yes, I've got a spawn out of them and the spawn mops in. That'll hatch in the next couple of days. But in saying that, something still didn't look right with my goldfish in the system, because I've got, in the big system, if you watched any of my videos, and I encourage you to go back and look at some of them, hopefully you do, Orandas, gumbows, butterfly telescope and pearl scales in those 4 across there. Black moors here, Ramku there, Rohukins there, and there's stuff out at the ponds over the other side. But and there's some shabunkins and fantails over there, and obviously young fancy goldfish growing out, and there's other sorts of fish over there too. We can get to that another day. But my goldfish just didn't look happy, and as I said, they never really spawn much, this one. And normally I done everything. I done the normal bit of a water change, sometimes even throw in some rainwater, that helps, and a heap of bloodworms. And normally bingo, I'll get 2 or 3 of these breeds here, and these breeds I've got, would spawn, fill up a few mops for me. But no, I didn't get it. And I had a look at my fish today and I just thought, you know, don't think they look quite right. I just thought there was something there and I was unsure of what it is. So I'll check a couple of fish out. I'll actually show you how to do that in a minute. And there's no white spot or anything like that, or no parasite on them. Sometimes parasite can be in them. So you can always treat with a bit of garlic, a bit of minced garlic, put that in your flake food, and I've done videos on that in the past too. So first port of call, you always get your trusted kits out. pH, and you throw it on the ground like that, and it really helps. Ammonia and pH. Righto. Perfect. Not a problem. Didn't have any issues with the pH and that. Next thing is what we can go around and have a look at is which, you know, you don't have a lot of TDS problems with goldfish, but I tend to want to be around there between 300-400 with the goldfish. It's 236. That is bordering on, for goldfish, I think, a little bit low, but it's still okay. That's the only issue. So what do? You got problems? You can't work it out? I'm unsure if there is problems there, but something just don't seem ring right to me. And if it don't ring right there, act now. Don't act tomorrow or the next day, act right away. Now, this is the way I tell if I've got a problem. Keeping pure white fish in your system, you can't beat it, because they are the things that signal if you've got a problem. And I'll show you why. I've got a few different white ones, Arandas and that, but I've got a butterfly telescope and he's about 4 years old. Now if you have a look, got to be careful of their eyes. Now, pure white, that tiny little bit of red, that's just the blood circulating through them. But that tail there, I'll leave it back in the water. Now, you see that tail there, close up, Curtis? The only little bit of red you can see is, take my finger away, is just the vessels, blood vessels. Now, if you have issues, especially ammonia, those blood vessels and a white fish look very, very inflamed and red. And that's a perfect way of knowing, hell, I do a water change and I got to do it quick. So, too much ammonia, if they're burnt by ammonia, they get very irritated, their skin, so you've got to pump the air right up because they get very itchy and they want to scratch against things. You've got to do Epsom salt baths. Look into the way of doing them. We can look at that in the videos coming up. Give you a goldfish an Epsom salt bath, which is great from outside parasites, it helps. But probably the best way is to, we've emptied this one out, nearly 1,000 litres. We've filled it with fresh water. I'll turn this off. By turning this off, that means it won't run back through the system. And I've smashed it with a heap of salt. Now the water's just a little bit high in here, as in temperature wise. So what I will do, I won't put that in the system until tomorrow morning or late tonight. So that's got salt, I haven't put it in yet, I'll remember to do that, dechlorinator. Fresh water, salt, dechlorinator, and the next thing to do is pick that out, whatever that is, and that don't look very good. Dead leaf. So the next thing to do is, which I've already done, all of this stuff here and the biofilter, swell filter and that has been treated with my good old trusty Iconic. Right, that's the way I pronounce it. From Aquasonic, is it? Yep. So I've treated them now, and in 2 more days I'll do another water change, and what we'll do there is give it another shot with that. That will just rule out any white spot. As I said, there's no white spot in the system. You look over in here, Curtis, can you go over the top there? They're my Arandas. And you can see by the white ones there, as I said, there's no stress with them. But something just don't ring true to me at the moment. And it's just a lot easier. Water change, salt. And you just like covering all bases then, and you know you're not going to run into trouble. So yeah, please, if you look like you've got an issue, test your water and treat it whatever the water says. If it needs up, down, water change, pH up, down, do it. If it needs a water change, which Water change, it's a natural part of life. Goldfish, I keep saying, there's a lot of stuff on the internet about not doing water changes. You can do that on a lot of your fish, especially your guppies and all that. But if you want them to be healthy, you want them to spawn, you're going to do water changes. And in my opinion, if you want goldfish to live, they don't like living in substandard water, they like fresh, clean water. I mean, in Asia, the optimal thing to do is that 1,000 litres have sit there fresh, run them in here for a week, smash the food into them, pick them up, put them in the fresh water, drain that out, clean it out, put 1,000 litres in there, smash them with food again, and repeat that process. They breed more, they grow faster, but it's just not good for us.
So what I'm getting from this is a water change is one of the most best things you can do?
It's best thing they can get. A water change is like being in the wild, rain coming.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
If you've got stuff like, sorry, talking amongst yourselves here, people, but if you've got something like plecos and cory cats and stuff like that, they live on rain and they love it. So if you want to spawn goldfish, barometric pressure that gets pushed down in a storm on the water makes them want to spawn. So if there's a storm coming and it's nice and warm, you smash the food into them, put the spawning mops in, do a big water change. They think the rain's coming, the barometric pressure's pushing down on them, they will spawn. Most fish do, they love it. Alright then, I've waffled on long enough. So remember to like, share, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hopefully I can get Curtis more involved doing a few more videos for me, leave my hands free for you to look at my ugly head. My subscription is going up quite nicely now. I'm coming up to 1,300. I'm really wrapped in that. I really thank everybody who supported me, and may there be many more. So look forward to next week, another video on a different subject, and I'll see you next week.